Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because I am at some place that is 20 years in the making. And if you live in Orange County, California, you've heard this to where you're sick about hearing about it. And this is the Great Park. I am standing in what used to be the old El Toro Marine Base. And they decided to build a park and a master planned community. And like all good things, especially here in California, they don't go as quick as they thought they were going to go. So, I'm going to walk through this place. There's a lot to see and a lot to cover in this video. But, the Fed right now, even if the Fed wins, we lose. So, this is getting kind of interesting. So, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to take a look at our secondary channel, iAllegedly Live. New stuff going out there basically every other day right now, but the link will be below. And this is where we're going to have the interviews, and we've got a huge announcement coming up with iAllegedly Live in the next few weeks. And let's get right into it. First things first, the Fed is talking about how they are very happy with where the inflation report came in at, and that they may not have to raise interest rates, but they're going to raise interest rates, guys. You're going to see interest rates go through the moon. I'm going to point out a bunch of different cool things as I walk through here. There are a tremendous amount of soccer fields here. There is a semi-pro soccer team that plays here and practices here. And because it's open to the public, it's very cool. You can come out here and watch them play. That big orange thing in the background is a hot air balloon that you can ride for free. And we'll walk over there in that direction and see if it's going up today or not. And no, I'm not going on it for you guys. But so the Fed, with raising interest rates, not raising interest rates, I don't believe any of this, guys. I don't believe that things are good at all right now. You can sit there and say I'm gloom and doom, but the thing that I have my finger on is I've got a lot of different business leaders that reach out to me, friends, people I work with, people in banking, people in real estate, and there's a lot of problems right now. And what you have to do is get yourself positioned to protect you and your family if there is a downturn. And, well, what does that mean? That means you need to have some cash out of the banking system. You need to have some emergency money in case something goes south. Should you buy gold? Absolutely, you should buy gold right now. I truly believe that. And we'll talk about Patriot Gold a little bit later too, because they're sponsoring the video. Canada right now is talking about how they may or may not be in a recession. But there's real bad signs because the unemployment problem that they have in Canada. Canada was praising itself that they added 60,000 jobs in the month of June. The only problem with it is that unemployment went up to 5.4%, which I have friends that are Canadians and they say, Dan, it's awful here. It is bad. Things are expensive. Things keep going up. And it's not at 5.4%. Let's go this way, guys. Just all these different places to walk. There's all these different townhouses here that they built. So the employment situation is a real problem. The problem that companies have in Canada is the same thing they have in the UK, the same thing they're having in Australia, and the same thing they're having here. And that's, number one, getting customers that are going to pay their bills, getting customers to spend extra money. This is a huge problem right now, guys. One thing that I keep hearing about from people is restaurants are charging additional things. When I talked about one of the last videos about the POS systems that are adding additional fees onto deliveries, adding 85 cents or $1 for every transaction, it was ridiculous because it's hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. Now you're having restaurants that say, hey, minimum gratuity is 22 and 25% for parties of 4 or more. No. I pay for better service. That's what I do. And I don't mind doing it because I get recognized every now and then. I don't want to be, Dan's a cheapskate. From iAllegedly, it didn't tip me. That's not going to happen. But to be forced to have to give somebody money is utterly ridiculous. Okay? And people are writing about restaurants that they go to and they get terrible service and they're upset about that. The unemployment situation is a huge problem everywhere. The fact that people cannot get good wages, the fact that people cannot get permanent positions. My son is a college student, and he and I were talking about how he is working at restaurants as he's studying and different places. Hey, we can only give you 12 hours a week. Great, sounds good. I'm gonna go swim in the river, you know. And he could care less because he lives in the dorm. It's money for college, okay? And that's it. But he couldn't make a car payment on that. He couldn't pay rent on that. No way, Jose. You know, it's Eggs Benedict and whatever he buys, you know, his business. So, but if you're an adult and you're trying to support a family, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you can't. So Canada's experiencing this, but we're not supposed to be affected by this. Now, EV cars, you know, Nissan's going to be the Tesla slayer. Morgan Stanley steps forward, and there's an article below about this. The 3 companies that are going to beat Tesla right now. No, I'm not even going to read it. You guys can read it, okay? Morgan Stanley. One thing that you can read, that I read extensively, is how there's such an abundance of EV cars at these dealerships that they cannot sell, that they're doing everything they can to give away. Now, give you guys an idea, the Chevy Volt, when it came out, I know someone that bought a Chevy Volt for under $10,000. And then with such a good deal, went and bought his wife one too. So they had 2 Chevy Volts. And I'm like, wow, you like the electric car? It converts to gas, and when the power runs out, great, whatever. But they got such a good deal that they ended up giving those away at one point. Now, I guess if you can find one, they're a little more expensive. The Toyota Mirai, which was the hydrogen car, once again, those things were like 80 grand when they came out, some ridiculous price, but they ended up having to give those away. But hydrogen is incredibly expensive. So you're going to see that. But where does it end with these electric cars? You can see the hot air balloon. Nobody's going up on it right now. I think that the thing would be packed every day. So, kind of cool. But we're seeing these problems left and right. And car inventory is a huge, huge problem. Even for gasoline-powered cars, there's a tremendous amount of inventory because the days of the overpayment, the days of the $30,000 over asking price, over sticker price, are just done. And now for used cars, economic ninja. Ground on a dealership, not some private party that was desperate, a dealership, and got 25% under wholesale for a car that he's always wanted and picked up the car. Wow, okay? So the deals are out there. The problem with it is that people go, I want to save money. Where do I go to save money? Okay, well, it's just not that simple. You have to go do your legwork. And things are insane right now. Things are dangerous out there shopping. Let's go to Las Vegas for a second. In the last 3 days, we've had 3 major incidents at Las Vegas hotels. You had a girl fight over the weekend. That was amazing. I mean, these women were slugging each other and going at it at the Wynn Hotel. That's one thing. Videos all over the place. You can search it. The next one was Caesar's Palace. Caesar's Palace had a hostage situation. That's bad enough. You don't normally expect something like that at Caesar's Palace. Okay? The next thing with Caesar's Palace was they had a 4-hour wait for people to check in. Pass. Okay? Pasadena. Waiting 4 hours to check in. And then the other thing was there was a naked man that went to the Harrah's Hotel and stripped down at the roulette table and was dancing naked on the roulette table and was just completely out of it and completely out of control. But civility is gone. Decorum is gone. People being nice, that's one thing. People having an ounce of class. Man, oh man, see, that's the thing. My father, the threat of a beating that never took place would be enough for me not to do something like that. Okay, plus I also have a job too and wouldn't do that. So it's getting out of control. People are getting out of control. Crime is getting out of control. You're seeing more crime all over the place. How about this? Tiffany's. Have you ever been to a Tiffany store? It's beautiful. I mean, it's really nice. And if you buy anything, they give you those little blue bags, and it's really expensive. And you can, let me see what the cheapest thing I can get here. Oh my gosh, we've got a paper clip here and it's $75. Stuff like that. Oh, you got a bracelet here that's $500. Nuts, okay? Well, people when they shop at Tiffany's right now, they're circumventing the blue bags, and I just want a white bag, because they're tired of getting robbed when they leave Tiffany's right now. So, even if you win, you lose, guys. That's the problem that you see right now. That's the hot air balloon. It would be nice if it was going up for you guys, but it's free to go on that. I just don't know where everybody's at right now. So, very interesting. But share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Things are out of control. The Fed raising interest rates, not raising interest rates, you thinking that everything's good. And the people that write me and say, the economy is fantastic, Dan, you're just a doom and gloomer. No, I'm a realist, guys. I'm a businessman who is saving his money for a rainy day. And I will buy foreclosures, I will buy houses, I will buy things to retire with someday. So that's what my goal is. But the whole thing with this right now of just acting like everything's okay, it's not. All the business owners talk about it. Hey, have you noticed that people aren't paying like they used to? And again, I've told you guys this is what I tell my friends and clients, guys. Don't let anybody owe you money right now. Don't. Get paid for this. One thing that's funny is like ticket brokers and ticket agencies. Hey, give us the tickets and we'll sell them for you and send you the money. Don't do that. Don't do things like that you could potentially get stiffed on, because they're stiffing people left and right. And I hear all these horrible stories about things like that right now. So let's walk over here. Interest rates, guys, climbed up this week. Think about this. From 6.61% to 6.86%. But you better have gold credit. You better have a huge down payment. You better have an amazing FICO score. Amazing. Don't tell me about you being self-employed. Don't tell me about any of your shenanigans. That's not going to fly. Oh, there's nobody on that thing today. So they got all roped up and everything. It's kind of cool. So interest rates approaching 7% for the good folks. And you don't think that this is going to affect things and affect prices? And I love the agents that write me and say, don't worry, prices are never going to go down. What you're telling people is just not going to take place. Whoa, sprinkler time. That was close, guys. Look at that. So, share your thoughts on this stuff so far, guys. I always like coming out here. This place is huge, guys. Huge. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. One thing that concerns me quite a bit is the FDIC. Is there going to be enough money to pay for potential bank losses right now? Who knows right now? But you should be concerned about that. One thing that you can do to combat that is get yourself an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. The best place to do that is the one and only Patriot Gold Group. Call them today at 888-330-1431 before it's too late. They have a free investor guide. They will show you how the no fee for life IRA and 401k is the best way to go and get yourself a metals backed IRA, protect yourself and your retirement. Do it now before it's too late. One thing that we keep saying is the ridiculous spending that this government is doing, and how we've had our debt go up by over $1 trillion since the debt ceiling debacle happened. Are they protecting you? Are they doing anything? The stock market is in complete flux right now. You need to protect yourself. Call Patriot Gold today. Get your questions answered. They're fantastic. The customer service is absolutely the best. And I love the company. Call them today at 888-330-1431 and let them know that I allegedly sent you. Now the balloon facts. largest helium balloon. It's got 210,000 cubic feet of helium. It goes to 400 feet, takes 30 passengers. It's absolutely free when it's open to do that, but it's not open right now. Now, one thing that tells us that things are not good right now is ConAgra is a huge food company. Birdseye, Marie Callender's, Duncan Hines, I'm gonna miss a few, Healthy Choice, Ready Whip, and of course the greasy roof on the mouth Slim Jim. Remember those things? Slim Jim today. Anyways, they're talking about, hey, listen, we're going to have a dire financial outlook for the economy because people are not spending money. Now, they are not a high-end brand. They're not, you know, top tier. They're just middle of the road, guys. But they make everything. And they're saying, hey, listen, our financials are going to be off because people are spending less money. Why is that? Why are people spending less money for Ready Whip and for Taster's, you know, Healthy Choice? Clearly, there's a problem with everything right now. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys, because people just don't want to admit that there's, you know, that we're in this heavy, you know, problem right now. Now, you've heard about the writer's strike. I've talked about that. I did a couple of videos on that. The actors just struck, and SAG-AFTRA is done, and they're going to go on strike. And now, a couple things about this is that not every actor is Matt Damon and all these guys that make all this money. In fact, the Oppenheimer movie about the nuclear bomb, that cast was on the red carpet walking in to go see the movie, and they heard that SAG went on strike. They all left. So crazy that they did that. But here's the thing about this. With artificial intelligence, you can create a lot of stuff. And one thing in particular, there's a lot of them, but one bone in particular is your name and likeness, NIL, for the industry. Now, from, you know, being a low-level, you know, actor and person that's been on TV and making these commercials now, you know, I have an agent and an attorney and all these people that represent that stuff, but they sit there and they say, okay, this is where your commercial can be shown. This is where your likeness can be shown. And at first I'm like, well, that's pretty wild, man. You guys really pinpoint this stuff. Well, imagine, you know, I'm Dan, okay? I'm nobody. Imagine if you're Tom Cruise or you're an actor and, hey, just, you know what I want, because of artificial intelligence, you know, I had that film once that Tom Cruise walked by. Let's make a whole movie with that guy. That's one thing that they're concerned about. And this was described to me in such great detail that I don't care if you hate Hollywood or not, but this is the craziness of this. Why don't, you know, let's go make a Nirvana song because Kurt's gone. Well, let's do Elvis, or you know what, better yet, let's do Frank Sinatra. Let's just go get his voice and just start making songs with Frank Sinatra and release those. No, you can't do that. But that's the craziness of this artificial intelligence that has not been worked out yet, that people don't want to talk about yet. So this is going to be interesting, but you know, a lot of these actors are just working actors. And when you get paid scale to go on a film set, it's a good wage, let's face it. But the key to this is getting on something that's going to pay you residuals and pay you for years to come. But then there's some actors that just don't care about that. But, you know, they got to pay their dues and they got to get their health care. That's the difference with this. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. And I know people are like, I hate Hollywood. I'm sick of the wokeness. I'm sick of everything that's going on with this. It's not the point. The point is the jobs. The point is this has not been done from a business standpoint since the 1960s that both strikes took place at the same time. But with the advent of innovation and everything that's happening, it's going to affect everything. You know, just go make some Dan videos right now and use AI. No, we'll sue you. These companies, the people that represent me will sue you for that. It's crazy. So imagine if you were somebody doing this. That's what they're trying to protect. And it's absolutely fascinating when you hear this stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, how long it will be. But what about Comic-Con? You know, the big Comic-Con's finally coming back live. What's going to happen? Will nobody go there? Who knows? Who knows? So let me know what you think about this. And I know I don't care. You know, last year, you know, Maverick kind of saved cinema, going to a movie, you know, an experience, going to the movies. And it's been kind of, it's been okay since then. And I love the movie-going experience. I just love movies. We had our big party last November at a great place called Port in Newport. And, but, it's not the same as it used to be. Every week people would go to the movies. You just don't do it anymore. I'm inside the hangar with the World War II plane and the biplane. It's kind of cool. They let me walk in here before they lock it down. But Alex Mashinsky, who runs Celcius, the crypto network, finished. He just got charged with 7 counts of wire fraud, securities fraud, and oh man, he's in huge trouble. Huge trouble. The thing that's fascinating about this is that he went out and inflated the price of their token. And guess what? Everybody lost money. And he's going to go to jail for a very long time, but they're suing him right now for this. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But did anybody deal with Celcius? Because the one thing that we were, presented is that these lenders, these crypto lenders, hey, borrow against your assets, have crypto, get a loan against it, and you don't have to pay taxes on it. Well, the problem with it is that these lenders would pay you such huge returns, 10, 15% returns, that people threw real money into this, and it's done. So you're going to see nothing but problems with that. And they want me out of here, so I got to get going. Thank you for letting me come in. St. Louis Fed Chairman Bullard is retiring. He's going to go off and get a cush job working at one of the universities teaching. So we won't have to listen to him pontificate anymore and tell us how great the economy is doing and what a great job the Fed's doing. So I'm going to go outside now. Thank you. One thing I hate to do is call customer service for anything. And get on the phone and wait for the next representative. Well, there's an India company, an Indian-based company, and the CEO, Sumit Shah, he said, you know what? We're going to use AI. And he fired 90% of his staff, 90% of his staff. Think about this. The average wait time to get picked up was 1 minute and 28 seconds to have people pick up the phone. And guess what? Once they hired AI and used the robots, it went to instantaneous service. So you could instantly get somebody, you call in, and there's instantly somebody there to answer the phone. Now, how about this one? The time to solve a problem went from 2 hours and 21 minutes to getting resolved in 2 minutes and 31 seconds. So the robot could solve everybody's problem really quickly. Isn't that crazy? Now this guy runs an e-commerce company that's like storefronts in India. So you can have your own, storefront and sell things, but it got rid of everybody. And that's what AI is going to do. And he tweeted out, hey, how'd you get rid of them? Goodbye, 90%. I'm telling you this right now, people. You're going to see people lose their jobs left and right as a result of artificial intelligence. But where do you draw the line? What's fair? What's not fair? There's grass here. It's kind of cool to walk out here. But what's fair with that? What's concerning? So get a skill, write a book, do something, learn to sell, do something that's going to be important in the future. So this guy's cost for payroll went down 85%. So we talked about this before. We talked about the plumbing company, the lighting company, and now the e-commerce company that hired a chat robot to answer phone calls. And that solved everything. Bye. See you guys later. Had to do it, needed to do it. It's better service. So you're going to see this happen more and more, guys, right before our eyes. So let me know what you think about this. And would your company use AI to solve these problems? I'm going to finish this video with these last couple stories. And the first one is there was a man walking through his Kentucky farm and found 700 gold pieces that dated from 1840 to 1863. And found them on his farm, $1, $10, and $20 gold pieces. He's got gold pieces there that are worth $100,000 a piece. And they're in pristine condition because somebody buried them back then. Now, here's the thing. Back in the day, the Confederate Army, if you had cash, they would steal it and things like that. So they would buy gold, and people would hoard gold and hide gold in case something went down, and people just forgot about it or died or whatever. But this guy found it, and they're, a Civil War, specialist, whatever you want to call him, that knows the period, just says it's the most important find ever, and it's worth a bloody fortune. So I kept thinking that the government was going to say that's our money, but they didn't, and that's not happening yet. The final thing is, this is funny. There is an app that's inspired by the movie American Psycho. Did you guys see that movie? Patrick Bateman, played the Psycho, Christian Bale, and in the movie, he's trying to get himself into very expensive restaurants and impress women, and other friends can do it and other people can do it. Dorsia was the restaurant, and it's a fake restaurant. So this app is inspired by Dorsia, so you can get into the really high-end restaurants and spend $500 a person. Listen, I want to get into Dorsia, but we'll guarantee you that each person will order $500 for the food. How insane is that? So again, the rich keep getting richer, and you and I are trying to earn a living out here, and Patrick Bateman's out killing people. So share your thoughts on that stuff. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please take a look at iAllegedly Live. And also, like, subscribe, check out our sponsor, Patriot Gold today. But share your thoughts on all this stuff. And just touch the surface of this place. We'll have to come back here.